What's up guys, today we are playing Epic 7 and today is all about normal raid. How do you get into Labyrinth, why you should do it, and where you should go. Now the first thing is that this is going to be a free to play guide, meaning that you get all these characters for free or they're easily attainable and you don't need like super gear in order to break into your raid for the very first time. So let's go ahead and get right into the stats. First up on our team, we have Adventurer Ras, everyone's favorite marathon runner. This is the guy that you see when Epic 7's not working, and he's a little running guy, and his legs are huge. What are we looking for out of Ras? Well, the first thing that he brings is that he's a knight, and the knight is going to be able to reduce all the damage taken by our team and help us survive. This is really important because when you're doing this kind of raid, you're probably not going to have amazing gear to begin with. So this is something that you definitely need as an artifact. He also brings in defense increase for all allies, and this is an AoE. So an AoE attack is going to hit everyone, which is really important on the fire boss. He also has the ability to defense break and then bring along an ally to do extra damage, and that's also going to be great when you get into burning down bosses and those mini bosses that can be really difficult. His S1 gives you a dispel buff on the enemy. Now this is going to be great when you get to Queen. She self buffs and she gets defense increase and attack increase. So removing those is going to be great. He also has an imprint for increased amount of health. Even more defense for your squishier characters that you're going to be bringing along. So what do we want to do with Ras? Well, the first thing is that we want to put him on speed set if you have it, and then the offset doesn't really matter. We're looking for something around 180 or more speed, and then something around 1,000 or more defense, and then around 20k HP. You can easily achieve that on your free sets. He doesn't need any other stats. The bosses inside of the raid have about 50% effect resist, and so you only need to have 35 in order to get your maximum chance to land the debuff. Now this is because you have the 15% base chance to always get resisted and for you to always resist. So you only need 35 to max that out. This first item that we have is going to be a Hell weapon. So this is something that you're going to get in Hell Raid. As you move along, as you get better, and this is something that you get basically for free just for doing your raids every single month. I have a whole bunch of them. It starts with great stats and doesn't take a whole bunch. This is actually one of my worst pieces. So I stick it on Ras because it is what it is. As you can see, what you're looking for is you're looking for all of your pieces to have 4 to 8 speed, and faster is okay, but 4 to 8 speed. Then you're looking for around about 40 health, defense, and effect resist or effectiveness. So this one has attack, which Ras doesn't use. Ideally, what we'd want to see here is health, defense, effectiveness, and that would be a perfect piece. This is a level 80 piece, and we're going to see again. We have, I reforged this a little bit, so we have 20, 56 on our stats, plus 4 to 8 speed. As we get into the rings, you want to use, if you can, a ring that is health, and a necklace that is health. So again, what we're seeing here is we're seeing 42, and this is about 5. So this is about 47, and then 8 speed. So we want all these stats to add up to 40 or more, and then you're going to have a great looking Ras. If you have a defense ring, that's okay. He does better if you have a health ring. He doesn't need crit chance. But I don't want to take off 9 crit chance because I'll never be able to get it back, and he can't roll into health. So the best I can do here is I can roll it into effectiveness, but he doesn't really need it because he's already maxed out for my raids. I have him on speed boots. You don't have to do this. You can put him on health boots and he's going to work just fine. Now, because we get speed as a main stat, we're going to stick to about 40 in our regular stats, but these boots are going to go much higher. If this was a effectiveness or effect resist, then I would be, right now it's at 40, 45. This could easily get into 50 or more when you reforge it. I also want to keep him at plus 15 and plus 30. You don't have to plus 15 him to do this auto. I was doing this a long time ago with half as much stats, so you can definitely do it. Now, you do want to work into his skill tree to get plus 30. It's going to be very important. It's going to beef up his stats, but also it's going to give you that defense break on your S2, which can be very important in your raids, but also in your other challenges that you're doing. And next up, we're talking about our healer. In my opinion, one of the sassiest people all of Epic 7, right? You get hit, Queen comes in, boom, you have like a black eye, and she says, "That must have been painful." And then she's like, "Here, there's some healing." And you're like, "Oh man, thanks a lot." Like, you just made me feel horrible for getting slapped around. But she's an amazing healer, and she's pretty much untouched, to be honest, for a long time. What we want to run on Montmorancy is we want to make sure that she has some decent stats and decent speed, just like Ras. Now, as you can see, I'm running all free gear, and one piece is even level 71, which I don't even think they give away anymore. Like, this is old stuff. What we want is something around about 1,000 defense, some decent health. 16, 18,000 should be good. You can definitely run her on the free health gear, and she's going to get pretty good stats out of it, similar to this. You only need 100 effect resist to make sure that she makes full use of her skill tree, and so that will help you out a lot. You don't have to get to 200 if you're not able to. Now, I run her at plus 15, and that's because she gets good healing on her S2 and her S3. These are the skills that you really need. Bumping her out to on her S1 will help your sleep, but that's not really going to be a priority for this. Next thing, let's talk about artifacts. Rod is the best artifact to run on her. It will make sure that all of your characters always have full health. The only decent alternatives to Rod that are not limited artifacts are going to be Potion and Tome. So Tome is it's a pretty popular artifact to run on Montmorancy. This is going to make her cycle super fast. Now, the problem is that even though you're cycling really fast, it means that you're healing less and you're doing more S1. And S1 is not what we want. We want her to do as much healing as physically possible. The second one that I would recommend is Wondrous Potion. This is fantastic when you get into your raids. And in fact, this is the only artifact that I run on my Tamarin. She's been on this literally for 2 years. I've never removed it. This is the only artifact for her. But these 3 artifacts will do great on your Tamarin. Let's talk about gear. What you want is something between 35 and 40, between health, defense, and effectiveness. And then 4 to 8 or more speed is going to be great. This stuff is not very difficult to get. You can see this rolled really average. We have 30, 41 health, defense, effect resist, and then some speed. This is going to be good for your Montmorancy. This is going to be good for pretty much most of your endgame stuff when you're looking at Abyss, when you're looking at Hell Raid, when you're looking at going through all the story modes. She works just fine, just like this. Just like this. Now, I don't need this crit chance, and that's okay, because I have health, I have defense, I have effect resist, and I have speed. She's not going to get much better by spending your modification stones on these. If I were to modify that crit out, maybe I get 170 flat health. Maybe you get 30 defense. You know, maybe you get 5 or 6 effectiveness. This is it. This is not going to make or break your hero, and it's just not worth the stone. Same thing here. You know, we have 60 on the health, so we're looking for about 40 or so between the other stats. Just with defense and with effect resist, I have 47. I could take this crit chance into speed, but that would only give me, you know, like 1 or 2 speed, 2 to 4 speed, and that's it. So, you know, that's if you really want to min-max your gear, this is probably not the character to do it on, but you definitely are welcome to do that. These are free boots, and they rolled actually really well. We have 21 here, and that makes it 55. So 55, my goal is to have 40. 55 is great. You want to make sure that you're getting a max skill tree of 30 if you can. This is going to really bump your stats. It's really going to turn her from that 3-star hero into a 4 or 5-star equivalent, and she is going to keep all of your heroes alive in the raid. Now, the only 4-star hero we're using is free Spirit Tiera. Let's go with that. Tiera. She is interesting art. Okay. And this is super relatable gear. You can see she has level 70 boots. Her helmet isn't even done. So very relatable gear. This is a free hero that you get. She's on her own artifact, which isn't amazing. But it will work, and you have to use it on someone. You can definitely put her on something like Daydream Joker, and you can definitely put her on something like Tonfa, and she's going to do much more damage. But in this video, I ran her just like this, and as you can see, she did a pretty good job. This build is not ideal. What you want is you want to build out more attack and more crit damage. If she uses her S1 and she defeats an enemy, it will reset the skill cooldown, which means every round, boom, AoE dead, boom, AoE dead. She's like a much cuter Arbiter Vildred. So that is definitely where you want to go with that S2. Bump her out, and she'll take wave after wave, and that will speed up your run. Now, I've had her on this build because this is just leftover gear, but she worked just fine. So as we're going through, we want to see something around 8 to 12 crit chance on every piece. Now, I do have her on the crit chance set, which will help you max out or get your crit chance. You want to run at least 85% crit chance here, and then 3,000 or more attack, 275, you know, around about crit damage. If you can get higher, that will be good. And then the rest bump into speed. Now, I do have her a little bit tankier, and this is good, especially when you're first starting out, because this will help you to not die. The same thing with our last hero, Lorina. Having her a little bit tankier is not a bad thing. So don't think that you can't do this. This is going to be easy stats to get, pretty much an all free gear. This one, I mean, what do I say? It's +9. You can definitely do better. But see that? 8% on your crit. Same thing here. We have, remember, you can't get attack on your chest plate. So this is going to be a good chance for you to apply defense stats. Defense, HP, crit chance, a little bit of crit damage, you're good to go. You want to run her on a crit damage necklace if you can, and this will help you do more damage. Pretty much every hero in the game that you put crit chance on will do better on a crit damage necklace. Now, there are some that will do better on a health necklace with a crit damage substat, but this is not going to be one of them. So again, here we go. We have a little bit of crit damage, and then, crit, and then we have attack and health. So this is going to be a great piece. It's a free piece, and you don't have to worry about it. This one, attack, crit damage, or crit chance again, and then the rest can just go into whatever. Now she will do well if you get her to at least 35 effectiveness for this Hell Raid. That was a weird place with the mouse. Or if you can get her to 65% effectiveness for Hell Raid. And that's because she has a defense break on her S2, which will help out a lot. And you want to make sure that you land it so that you do more damage on the boss. Now I have her on a attack set boots, and it's level 70, so you can definitely do better than this. But we see again, we have 6 to 12 crit chance, and she's doing really good on this. Now you could run her on speed boots, but if you don't get to around about 3,300, 3,500, 250 to 275, then she's not going to be able to one-shot the waves and speed up your run. So as you can see, you know, she did well on my run, but it could have been faster. If I would have put a little more gear into her, she'd have been just fine. Now when I built her a long time ago, she did not have this exclusive equipment. This will give you more attack, and it'll help you to one-shot. So what do we want? Well, none of these really help very much, to be honest. Energy Wave, Dispel 1 buff. This is going to be good on the Queen when she has those buffs, and you can dispel them. Grant Immunity, that's going to be good as well, so you don't get debuffed as much. I really don't see the point of using Half Slash, especially when it doesn't take too much more stats to get her to one-shot all the time. I'm not really sure why reducing my 1 turn really makes too much difference. Now this is on a 3-turn cooldown, so let's pretend that you use it and you don't kill anyone, then you S1 and it will reduce it by 1, and then the turn ends, then maybe next turn you can do it again, and that's the idea. But you definitely don't need that one. If it were me, I would pick one of the other two for sure. And our last hero is Commander Lorina. This is another specialty change hero, and I mean, I used this girl all the way through Abyss 100. Like she carried me super hard. So I recently upgraded her gear, but you can see again, all free gear. These 75 pieces, these are pieces that come from the hunt. I don't know, like it's like an event, right? So you start the game, you get these hunt events, boom, these pieces come out. I have her at a plus 15, and I think that's pretty necessary. She gets pretty good damage on her S1. Her S2 is going to give her more attack, and this is going to make her do more damage. And then her S3 hits super hard. So you definitely want to max her out if you can. Plus 30 skill tree, again, is necessary. This will elevate that character from a 3-star base, and now it brings her into 4-star, 5-star. She does better than so many other heroes, and yet she's just a 3-star. And you get it for free. So really good, really good. Now what do we want out of her? We want basic attacker stats. We want something around 3,000, 3,500 attack. It would help if you stacked up a little bit of attack and health. Speed is not really necessary because she does have some combat readiness on her S1. You want to have a pretty good crit chance, 75, 85 or more, and then pretty good crit damage. She doesn't have any debuffs, so you don't need to get effectiveness or effect resist. For the artifact, she can literally use anything. I just stuck this on here, and you know, it's not bad, but it helps her cycle. When you're going through the trash mobs, she'll get some effect or combat readiness, and that does help. You could also run her on Tonfa. You can run her on Uberous Tooth. You could even run her on Daydream Joker, and she'll speed up your runs and do even better. Let's look at the gear. What are we looking for? we're looking for something that has around 6 to 8% crit chance, attack, and crit damage. And then ideally, you'd want to have some health instead of effectiveness, right? So these pieces are going to be good because that's pretty much how they're built. Again, this is a free piece. So we had one roll go into crit chance. We had one roll or 2 rolls go into attack and 2 rolls go into crit damage. It turned out pretty good. Same thing here. One roll went into crit chance, and that gives us, pretty close to 10. And then the rest will go into the other stats. Again, you can get health and defense on your chest plate, so I definitely recommend that over something like effectiveness. Free necklace. This one rolled 2 into crit chance, which turned out really nice. This is an arena piece. It's one of the very first arena sets. And as you can see, if I rolled this piece today, I would just throw it away. One roll here, one roll here, and then everything else went into effect resistance. There's not a lot of characters that you can use it on. As you go up into your end game, you're thinking to yourself, who could use this piece? And basically no one comes to mind. So then it ends up on characters that you don't really use. In this case, it ended up on the arena. Then I have her on attack or speed boots. These boots are awful. These are boots that I would throw away even before I got to plus 12. But, when you're new and you need some boots, you just go with what you get. And this is what it is. We rolled once into attack. The max would be 16 and we rolled 10. Then we rolled 2 times into crit chance, which actually isn't that bad. The max would be 15 and we got 13. On crit damage, this is a minimum roll. The max would be, I think, 7. And then I rolled on plus 15 into flat attack, which doesn't really help us at all. She has about 1,000 attacks, so this gives us about 7%, right? So we have something like 20, 30, 41. My minimum piece that I roll now, sort of an end game, is going to be around 50. So this leaves 9 stats. 9 stats. That's a lot. That's a lot. Definitely room for improvement. Now that we've talked about our characters, let's do one more thing before we go into the actual raid. Now, we want to run our tank in the front. This is the leader position, and this position is more likely to get hit by the enemy when there's no elemental advantage. So if you get some enemy that rolls up and they are, let's say, earth, they're going to be more likely to hit Ras because he's in a leadership role. Ras, if you have him at plus 30, one of his skills is to grant a shield to the back row. The back row is exactly opposite of the leader. So what you want here is your squishiest guy always in this position. This is going to enable you, when they get to like 50% damage, to gain a fat shield from Ras on his skills. The top 2 really don't matter.
Son of light, burn!
That must have been painful. I will pierce everything. All right, take this.
I hope you're ready.
Bye.
Here.
Let's fight together. Huh. Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Ah.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Here I go. All enemies will fall to my spear. Excuse me.
Take this!
I'm ready. Fight
Need
with
help?
me. All right, take this!
Ha!
It's going to be okay. Ha! Just slap on the wrist.
Help!
Over here! Let's fight together. Feel my might in the point of my spear. All right, take this!
No destiny can stop me!
That must have been painful. Ah!
This won't be an easy fight.
I'm ready. Excuse me.
Yeah!
Here I go. Ha! Ha! All right, take this.
Yeah! Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
I will pierce everything.
Ah!
Just slap on the wrist. It's going to be okay.
I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. That must have been painful. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Here I go.
Yeah!
It's going to be okay. All enemies will fall to my spear.
Son of light. Burn!
Here I go. All right, take this. Cheer up. I make a few. No, a lot of mistakes. But I once wanted to help someone, but in the end, all I did was...
Take this!
I'm ready. That must have been painful. Ha! Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah! Ha!
Here I go. Ha! Ah! Excuse me.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil. I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. I will pierce everything. All right, take this.
Yeah!
It's going to be okay. Ha!
Ah!
Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah!
Let me take your pain away. Ah!
No destiny can stop me!
Here I go. Feel my might in the point of my spear. All right, take this.
This This won't be an easy fight.
I'm ready. Ha! Oh, excuse me.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
That must have been painful. All enemies will fall to my spear.
I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. Just slap on the wrist. Here I go. All right, take this.
Yeah! Son of light. Burn!
Now,
Here we go. Take this!
I'm ready. Excuse me. I will pierce everything. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That must have been painful. Flutter, gust. Whisk them all away.
Yeah! Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Here I go. All enemies will fall to my spear.
This won't be an easy fight.
Let's fight together.
Yeah!
That must have been painful. Just slap on the wrist.
Here.
I'm ready. Excuse me.
No destiny can stop me.
Feel my might in the point of my spear. It's going to be okay.
I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. Here I go. I'll leave it to you. Unsightly weeds. Must be cut.
Yeah!
That must have been painful. I will pierce everything.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Hurry! I'm ready. Cheer up! I make a few. No, a lot of mistakes. I once wanted to help someone, But in the end, all I did was mess everything up. They said it was fine.
Take this!
Let's fight together. Ha! Here I go. Ha! All right, take this.
Yeah! Help!
I'm ready. All enemies will fall to my spear. Even if it's just a little. I really want to help. It's going to be okay. Excuse me.
Son of Light! Burn!
And 2 and 3.
This won't be an easy fight.
Let's fight together. It's hard, but I won't give up. I will pierce everything.
Yeah!
Here I go. Ha! Ha!
No destiny can stop me!
That must have been painful. Ha!
Take this!
I'm ready. It's going to be okay. Feel my might in the point of my spear.
Here!
Let's fight together. Ah! Oh! Just slap on the wrist. Ha!
Ha!
Here I go.
Purifying flame! Burn away the evil!
All enemies will fall to my spear. Excuse me.
I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. Ha! That must have been painful. All right, take this.
Yeah.
Ah! I will pierce everything.
Help!
Let's fight together. Let me take your pain away. It's going to be okay. Flutter, gust. Whisk them all away.
Son of Light! Burn!
Here I go.
This won't be an easy fight.
I'm ready. All enemies will fall to my spear. Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
Yeah!
That must have been painful.
Here!
Oh, okay. Here I go. Let me take your pain away. Feel my might in the point of my spear. be okay. Just slap on the wrist. Here I go.
No destiny can stop me. Take this.
Let's fight together.
Son of light, burn!
That must have been painful. I will pierce everything. All right, take this.
Take this!
I'm ready. It's going to be okay. Fight
Need
with
help?
me.
Yeah!
I'll help you. Flutter, gust. Whisk them all away.
Yeah.
Here I go. Feel my might in the point of my spear.
No destiny can stop me.
That must have been painful.
This won't be an easy fight.
Let's fight together. It's going to be okay. That must have been painful. All enemies will fall to my spear. Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah!
I will pierce everything. Excuse me.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Here I go.
I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah!
All right, take this.
Yeah!
That must have been painful.
No destiny can stop me.
It's going to be okay. Feel my might in the point of my spear.
Take this.
Let's fight together. Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
All right, take this. That must have been painful.
Son of light, burn!
I will pierce everything. 1, 2, and 3.
This won't be an easy fight.
I'm ready. It's hard, but I won't give up.
Yeah!
Here I go. All enemies will fall to my spear.
No destiny can stop me.
I will pierce everything. Excuse me. Let me take your pain away.
I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. That must have been painful. Fight with me. Yes.
Yeah.
Hurry! Huh. Seriously?
Here I go. Yeah.
Cheer up! I make a few. No, a lot of mistakes. I once wanted to help someone, but in the end, all I did was mess everything up.
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help. Feel my might in the point of my spear! It's going to be okay. Unsightly weeds. Must be cut.
Take this!
I'm ready. I'll leave it to you. Wait! Here I go.
Yeah.
All right, take this!
Yeah.
Over here! Let's fight together. Ha! Just slap on the wrist.
Son of light. Burn! This won't be an easy fight.
I'm ready.
Ah!
All enemies will fall to my spear. It's hard, but I won't give up. Excuse me? That must have been painful.
Ha!
Ah!
Here.
Oh, okay. It's going to be okay. Ha! All right, take this.
No destiny can stop me.
I will pierce everything.
I hope you're ready.
Let's fight together. Ha! Here I go. Ha! Just slap on the wrist. Ha!
Help.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. Feel my might in the point of my spear. Excuse me?
Purifying flame. Burn away the evil. Take this.
Let's fight together. Fight with me. That must have been painful. Just slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Ha! It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
All enemies will fall to my spear.
Let's take an opportunity here to talk about our raid map. So I do this raid on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I just do it when I'm sitting around, cooking dinner, watching TV, whatever. The first thing that I do is I go to the west. West all the way to this junction, up, and kill the first boss. Once you're done with this boss, you can teleport back to this orange square. No matter where you are on the map, you just teleport back. Then I start to go east, and I'll go east as far as I can which is about at this little junction here. I'll let my team just keep going until they die. You will get one opportunity to revive with no Skystone cost, and then from here you teleport back to the middle, and then you go through the portal, and that's the end of your day 1. Day 2, I will go back through the east and kill the fire boss. Once the fire boss is done, you teleport back to the middle, and then you go north and kill the queen. Now the queen is very important because every single time you kill her, you get an entry ticket to Hell Raid, and you're gonna need to have at least 5 of these tickets every single month. So this is something that you're gonna have to do, or else you're gonna limit the amount of level 88 gear that you have, in the future. Now, this is the end of our second day, which is Wednesday. We kill the fire boss and the queen. On Friday, I go to the east and south and I kill this guy over here, teleport back to the middle, and then go to the west, down, and south and kill your boss here. Now, this is going to be the end of your third day raid for normal. Now let's take a moment and talk about our shop. If we click on the south button, it's this little nook here, and we're gonna get into the shop, which is one of the main reasons why you are doing normal raid in the first place. A lot of these things are gonna be outdated. The primary source for getting your catalyst is gonna be from the guild shop and from unrecorded history. It's an absolute waste to buy them here. I would just skip these. Level 67 gear is an old remnant from when the game first launched. Really, they need to update this to at least 75. Level 75 and higher gear is going to roll the same substats as level 85 gear. This stuff is going to roll pretty bad. It's not good. Don't buy it. Wait to 85 gear and get that instead. Also, 10 tokens? It's expensive. Next, let's go into our charms. The primary place that you're going to get necklace charms and ring charms is from the currency that we're getting here in the raid. These ancient coins, this is what you're going to use to buy your charms from the shop. So don't buy them in this shop. This is what you're going to do anyway on a normal basis. At some point, you're going to have more charms than you can deal with on the right side. So don't buy those here. So let's talk about our last 2 items that we're considering from this shop. The first one that we're going to talk about is the one on the bottom. This is the Queen's Gift. When you buy this, it will randomly give you one of the items that are listed. It can be a Molagora, it can be a stone or a bookmark, Covenant bookmarks, 100 sky stones, or 200,000 gold. Now this used to be considered probably the best item in this shop because it allowed you to have a Molagora. The gold transmit stones are much easier to come by than they used to be. Also, the Galaxy bookmark, you would have to have 5 of these. So you have to basically win the lottery, except win it 5 times, just to pull a Moonlight Hero. So while this played an important role when the game first came out and Molagora were really limited, it doesn't really play a big goal anymore because a lot of these things are more easily acquired, or they won't really impact your game. What will impact your game is the level of your artifacts. Now, their artifact charms are severely limited. You can only get these in a couple of places, and they always cost some kind of premium currency. You can get them in the guild shop, which is going to be the cheapest place for you to get, and that's where I get a lot of them, but they're the lesser charms. You can also get these for your silver transmit stones in your transmit shop. This is a normal shop that you have on the lobby, and that is a good place, but you're limited to only 3 normal, and I think 1 of the greater every single week. So it's not something that you're gonna really rely upon to get a lot of charms. And in third place, is right here. So this, in my opinion, is the most important item that you're going to get in this shop, and really it's the sole reason why you're doing normal raid. Continuing our conversation about why you should be doing raid and how it's going to improve your account, let's go into our normal shop. If we go to the transmit stones, you'll see that you can buy 3 lesser artifact charms and 1 greater charm per week. Now, this is going to cost you 18 stones. So this is something that you are going to get as you're transmuting your characters that are 3 stars from doing your normal summons. You should be buying this every single week. If somehow you max out every single artifact, you're still going to buy it because you're going to have the habit of going into here and buying this because that's what you should be doing. They're going to come out with new artifacts all the time when they bring out new characters, and you're going to want to use them and you're going to want to max them out. This is how you're going to gain the most benefit. This is what's going to change from you having a hero to you excelling with a hero. This is going to be what's going to be the difference of I got smoked and I use that same character and smoked you. Level up your artifacts, and this is how you do it. The next thing is we're going to go into our ancient coins. The ancient coins are where it's the currency that you get from doing raid. It doesn't matter if it's hell raid, it doesn't matter if it's one of the normal raids. This is where you're going to get it. So as you go through, you do not buy a level 22 to 60 accessory chest. I don't care if you're day 1 or if you are been playing for a year. This is garbage. They need to update this. This is not good. This should be level 85 minimum. Okay, minimum. There's just no reason. And you know what? Increase the price. If you're going to make a level 85, some people, they'll pay, $500, $1,000 currency to get that chance at a decent level 85 gear. But this is just not good. The malicious bug charm, you can buy 1 a week, but you're going to get this from doing the queen. So that's how you should have the majority of your bug charms to get into hell raid. Make sure that you do the queen every single week, even if you don't get those last 2 bosses on the weekend, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Make sure that you're doing the queen before the week is out so you get this charm. Now to the meat. This is what we want. We want this currency to get these charms. This is going to be how you're leveling up your right side gear. When you first start out, probably in your first 6 months, you will not be able to buy enough of these. Like, you're going to be doing a lot of upgrading on your accessories. And by right side, we mean necklace, rings, boots. Well, really necklace and rings, right? Right side, like boots are on the right side, but they have their own charm. Never mind I said that. Rings, necklaces. Now here's a little bit of bonus content for all of you new players and also for some of your veterans. We all need charms, we all need catalysts. And what we're going to do is we're going to break into the Halls of Silence and go to Area 3. You only need 1 token to do this, and you're not even going to use it, so that's really the best part. From here, we are going to teleport to the middle. Now this is going to enable us to get to a secret shop where they sell all kinds of stuff that we need. So we started here, and we're going to teleport to the 3rd one on the right. Again, don't worry, this isn't going to cost you anything. It might cost you a little bit of gold, and that's about it.
Can stop me.
This boss is going to be super easy. It's a normal one. Look, Ras just one-shotted it. No problems here. Now in this next section, we're going to get into what they call the Vagrant Shop, right?
It's me.
It's Huji, the world's greatest merchant. Now he can have any kind of thing in here, from epic charms, lesser charms, greater charms. He can have epic catalysts, regular catalysts. He could have covenant bookmarks, mystics, everything that we want. And what we're going to do is we're just going to buy this out. This is about, looks like 140 or so K gold, and I got 3 charms. especially this artifact charm. You can't get this in a ton of places. We're going to talk about in raid and the rewards that we have, but this is a great place to get these charms.
Please.
Now you saw that I had 1 token when I entered. All we're going to do is we're going to yield. And if you quit, nothing saves. Well, our 1 token is still there. Here's the kick. When you buy something from a shop, it doesn't matter if you buy it from that shop, from the normal raid shop, or the hell raid shop, it always saves your progress. So you can't buy something, change your mind, and then go back in and hope that it resets. It's not gonna. Once you buy it, it's yours. So make sure that whatever you get is something that you really want to have.